So this is what's up in my peat bale row. What is it? June the... might be the 10th today. And nothing too exciting yet. I'm probably just going to be harvesting seeds off of what grows here this year. But I don't think my corn's going to do anything too fancy. It's pretty little. I just planted it by seed when I put everything else in. Usually I start it in the porch and it's fairly large by the time I put it out, but I did not do that this time. So, oh, I wanted to show you something I noticed here. Now, I had been sitting on the deck and I noticed that the, I don't know if I'll find it now. I'd noticed that the ash tree had ash leaf cone roller on while I was sitting on the deck. I'll show you how I noticed that, but I saw some here. So maybe it was on one, yeah, it was on this one. So you can see here, it's rolled up into a little cone, the leaf. And if I open this leaf up, somebody's in here. Right now they're and I don't know if I can open it up because they've done a very good job of sealing themselves in. But they're in there. They're in there. I just have to get it open. There they are. You see them? Little caterpillar in there. Anyway, so that's what they do. They roll themselves up in this leaf, and this is ash leaf cone roller. And you can tell from quite far off. Like, oh, here's some more. See? Do you see all the leaves rolled up? I'm not going to do anything about that. I'll probably prune those just out and toss them. But, and here's my lettuce that's self-seeded down here. It's going to seed for me. And then I'll collect those seeds. But the most fun thing I noticed is yet to come. So, my lilac is not that fancy this year. It didn't bloom until late, and then it didn't get very many blooms on it. So, but this is exciting. My golden berries, which I brought out from the house, I'd grown these, started, was it January 2018, I guess? Or maybe even earlier. And then I plant them outside in the peat bale row, then I brought them inside. And now they have little flower buds on them already. So there's lots of flower buds and on the plants. And these ones are doing fairly well now because I brought them out a while ago, and they already have flower buds on them, which is incredible. And let's see, this guy, he's very tall. I had to kind of bend him to get him under the roof there to just stabilize him up. He's got a pretty thick stem on him, and he's sending out lots of new leaves. So he's going to be fine too. And so these guys look quite pathetic right now because they didn't come out as early as the other ones with the flower buds on them. But see, even this guy, I really had to brutalize him to get him out. But lots of little buds, lots and lots. So this is going to bush right out and look happy as can be in a little while. And I noticed something here. I don't know if you can see that. Root. So my golden berries that I took cuttings of because I broke my plants like crazy getting them out here because they were huge. Like this guy here, he was to the ceiling in my house. And so yeah, he's going to be hard to get back in too, and then back out again. But I plan to just keeping them, bringing them in and then bring them back out just to see how long they'll live. But I'll be able to put that guy in the peat bale row soon. So that's exciting. And So that's what's new with my garden, and then I will talk about this stuff, I suppose. So, what should I talk about? I guess I made this. I'm giving James some chocolate because he likes chocolate when he's feeling sick for sure. And he wants some sort of vegetables, and that's what I have. So I gave him some carrots and bell pepper, cucumber, and some of these crackers that are sweet potato crackers. And they're really not like crackers. They are just like tortilla chips, really. They're a fancy tortilla chip. But they were given to us, and I'm very thankful. And I made him a dip with this seasoning. I didn't use crab because we didn't have that. We had wild-caught salmon. So I used salmon and roasted eggplant. And then I put some, I did the cold crab dip recipe more, and it called for celery. So I didn't have celery, so I used celery seeds. And that's what I came up with. So we'll see if James likes that. If he doesn't, I don't really care. We'll find something for him to eat. He's not feeling well lately. And he has some probiotic and omega-3 in there to take, and the lemon and honey here. And the kiwi for dessert. So, I'm going to talk about that book because why not? It wasn't really good. Oh, I should show you this sometime. See, this lemon tree that I have, I was very sad about that because it's the biggest one I have. And it had lost all of its leaves over the winter because I didn't have enough light, enough window space given how many plants I had, because the golden berries were taking up everything. They grew right along the window, and they just put all of their leaves right along the window, so then everyone else was starved out. So my lemon tree here, I thought, oh, he's not gonna make it, no leaves yet, but he still had green stem. He did have some dieback here, you see, but he had green stem, and so I brought him outside. Boom, leaves are coming out, so that's good. Anyway, so ghost work. This is by Mary L. Gray and Siddharth Suri, and I will talk about this book. It's the subtitle or whatever, How to Stop Silicon Valley from Building a New Global Underclass by them. Now, I wonder how many people have thought about this book just from the subtitle and thought, it doesn't actually, the book doesn't tell you how to do that. It does not tell you how to stop Silicon Valley from building a new global underclass. And I'm going to save the big secret until the end because it's hilarious. Okay. Human labor powering mobile phone apps, websites, and artificial intelligence system is ghost work. U.S. Department of Labor's Bureau of Labor Statistics, 52% of today's employers sponsor benefits such as health care, sick leave, retirement benefits. So it's more likely you're going to get into the workforce doing contract work or something like that. You're not going to get benefits. So, and that's becoming more and more common, right? Benefits are less and less common. So, 20 million do ghost work contracts. Workers have no info about the requester beyond the task description. Reddit provides tips on how to start doing ghost work. That's page 9. Almost 70% have completed a bachelor degree or higher. That's the employees. 76.9% are between the age of 18 and 37. So this is like this is the age group when you should be, it's more easily, jobs are more easy to find. People should be just grabbing you up. And most of the employers doing this work have a bachelor's degree or higher, so they're most employable, and they're educated out of the potential workforce people. Now, MTurk website and sign up, no agency, track info. 11, Amazon has 500,000 MTurk workers, 2,000 to 5,000 workers found on the MTurk platform at any given moment. 12, every second counts on MTurks. Low internet connection equals lost income. Only 4% of MTurk workers are skilled enough to earn more than $7.25 an hour. Keep in mind, almost 70% have completed a bachelor degree or higher, and 76.9% are between the age of 18 and 37. $7.25 an hour. Only 4% are skilled enough to earn that much or higher. 99. Alabama has a low cost of living, but a worker would need to make $14.65 an hour to rent a 2-bedroom apartment. The state's minimum wage is only $7.25 an hour. A worker would need to work 81 hours a week to cover their rent. So, 141, 2011, Cloud Factory funded in Kathmandu, Nepal. Founded. They have 125 full-time employees and 3,000 on-demand workers. Mark Sears is CEO and founder. An earthquake hit and he turned Cloud Factory headquarters into a crisis relief center and launched a GoFundMe campaign and raised $110,000 for local relief work, which was basically his employees and their families. Cloud Factory had no legal obligation to help its workers, but Sears was investing in a double bottom line, making profit while pushing for social change. Really? That's what they're getting out of this? He was getting other people to fund his workers in the earthquake relief thing. That's what he was doing. And not social change. Social change for what? People helping each other and employers not having to care for their employees. That's what, maybe that, yeah. 144, on-demand services that sell themselves as software companies max bottom lines by cashing in on both sides of Ghost World marker. Customers pay to use service is one revenue stream. Workers generate revenue too. Platforms profit from workers' software use in 3 ways. Fee charged when request is complete. Workers' activity becomes training data. Sell workers' info to advertisers. So anyway, it's kind of funny. It's basically this is not a good way for workers to make money. It's not good for people. It's not good for the workforce to do this kind of work. It doesn't pay well. And they may think, oh, well, I can do this at home while I'm taking care of granny or whatever. And yeah, they may not make, if they're in Alabama and their minimum wage is only $7.25 an hour, they might not be able to do better. But really, I mean, unless you have a bachelor degree or higher and you're in that on like very high demand age group, then this is maybe not a great way for you to work. And how much can you possibly make? They didn't give me enough information about, oh yeah, well, you stick with it and you'll benefit by, maybe a year from then, once you get a lot of experience, you're making $14 an hour instead of $7. I mean, honestly, it doesn't. This is such a bad idea for people to do this sort of work. And then there's the middleman companies who are running the whole show that are making the money off the workforce. They're getting these employees to do this contract work, so they have no benefits whatsoever, nothing and they're making money off of their work, and yeah, what do you do? So anyway, it's a boring book. I think Microsoft just wanted to capitalize on the research by putting out a book, because both authors are researchers for Microsoft, both of them. And I can't imagine they'll make any profit from this book, but it could be that enough people are concerned that they will read the subtitle without reading who the authors are and where they work. So yeah, you won't find out how to stop Silicon Valley from building a new global underclass by reading this book, because this book is put out by the people who want to build the new global underclass. It's incredible. So yeah, that book is definitely not worth reading, and no public library should have bought this book. This one came from Tabor. Why did they buy it? I don't know. But if you feel a need to read it, then get it from your local public library. Certainly don't pay Microsoft and their employees any money for doing this, putting together this book for you, which was garbage. It was really bad. I mean, you can see where that there's a serious problem here by reading the book, but you can see that anyway, or you should be able to. So anyway, don't know when James will get here.